do hereby swear to testify on all matters in question and tell this committee the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you.
Mr. Katuu, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to the members of the Conference Committee. My name is Mzenge, the chair and the speaker of this country. Myself, my name is Charles, and I use our host for details to speak at the administration.
My name is
Chapter 6. This closed to ask you the first question, and before you ask, you want to tell me that you have only 1 hour and to determine on how you manage your time so that you know to finish the interview in that 1 hour. You know what rushing but you want to be time conscious. The first question, can you tell us about yourself? What every education milestone. Can you get it? Can you get it? Can you repeat it? Can you tell us about yourself when you met you? Every education milestone.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Danson, Mzenge, born in Sharia subdivision in the year 1972. I finished high school in the same subdivision, school of Primary School. Thereafter, I went to secondary school, finished the 4th. Thereafter, I went to university and joined college in accounting and trained as an accountant to the last level of the CPK. Thereafter, I joined university for bachelor's degree in management, finance and banking doctrine.
questions, which you will need to write them down, but if we shout enough, you can just tell me right. Give us the relevance of your qualifications to the position you are nominated for. That's one question. Another one, how do you intend to use your qualifications in the management of the document you have been nominated for? Are you okay?
Okay, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. After training, I have worked in various institutions. I worked in private firms. I have worked with NGOs, and also I worked for the county government in Mombasa. And I've worked in various capacities as the chief accountant, the financial controller, and in Mombasa County I used to work as the head of financial reporting unit. And in the same life, I gained a lot of experience and management skills relevant to this nomination. Specifically in Mombasa County, I worked for over 7 years in Mombasa County, and the overall years that I've been working as an accountant is 20 or thereabout, 20 years. So I think I have the necessary qualifications that mandates me to take this position that I've been nominated for.
Are you through the two questions?
Yes, I'm through, Mr. Chair.
I'll ask the Deputy Speaker to take the second question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, congratulations, Mr. Katuu, for the nomination. And I have a number of questions which I believe you take note of them and you respond them at once. The first question, what is your post-qualification experience? What is your post-qualification experience? The second one is, what is your key achievement in your career? This one is very particular, so that it creates to us and Title Director in general an insight to see this guy is a performer and is an achiever. So give us something that is inspiring. Then the other one, how do you intend to use modern technology in service delivery in your docket, the docket that will be nominated? And then another one is, what would you address as a matter of priority to ensure your docket runs efficiently? Also, another question, what have been your highs and lows in your career, in the years that you have been in this field? What the highs and lows that you experienced? And finally, what would you consider, I believe you have done your research, somewhat desk research, what would you consider to be a key challenge in the delivery of service in the docket which you have been nominated to and how you plan to overcome them. Thank you. Those are 6 questions combined.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Post-qualification experience. Being in Mombasa County, I was spearheading the financial and reporting unit. And I was working very close to the CEC, Finance, and also Chief Officer Finance. My mandate was preparation of financial management, financial reports, both for management and for submission to the relevant statutory authorities. And I spearheaded the unit together with the accounting unit, and being a lead team, I managed to bring the management, the financial reporting I managed to make sure that the financial statements are reported on time, and I made sure that the team was united to bring the required synergy so that it may fulfill the mandate of that docket. What I do in matters of modern technology, technology is key in this docket. And it is a tool that is used for reporting and efficiency purposes. The first thing that I will do, I will make sure that the revenue stream, the revenue department is automated so that we may achieve efficiency in revenue collection. The other question, and as you know very well that financial reporting has been automated. Currently we are using IFMIS reporting, and it is in my mandate that when given this opportunity, I will make sure that all the financial modules, all the IFMIS modules are operationalized so that the reporting beg your pardon, Mr. Chairman. So that we can produce timely reports at a click of a button. Can you please repeat the other 2 questions, please?
The final one, the last 2,
Yes.
Okay, allow me to repeat. What have been your highs and lows in your career? And what would you consider to be a key challenge in the delivery of service in the department that you have been nominated to serve?
In every career, your chair, there is always highs and lows. As they say, there are times and seasons for everything. And what I know, I have been in the highs in my career and also in the lows of my career. And the highs, I have met them with a grace. And the lows, I've met them with perseverance and also reason. And that one has made me, or has created me unique traits that will enable me to face any challenge within the docket.
Mheshimiwa Katuu, can you be specific? Can you tell us when were these highs and when were these lows? You're being general.
Mr. Chair, it's true, but with the number of experience of years that I've been working with, there are so many highs and so many lows. And maybe to be a bit specific, one or two, there are times in the department the reportings are done on a timely basis, and also with a favorable audit opinion from the auditor. But there are times when you receive an audit opinion that is not favorable. So as a team leader, you always feel when the reports are not favorable, you feel the loss. But when the reports are favorable, you'll also feel the highs and you'll be happy. So when things are good, you embrace them with grace, and when things are bad, I embrace them with perseverance and also resolve tolerance.
So it's like you've not had a specific case in your lifetime as an employee or as a worker somewhere where you had a lows and highs, specifically as a team leader.
Yes, as a team leader, I have had highs, and there's enough cooperation from the team that I lead. But also, we've had lows when the team are not cooperating or sabotaging you. So I may be specific, maybe on those lines, to be specific. The key challenges that one will meet in this finance docket. There are several. You see, finance docket is a docket that all the eyes within the establishment are focusing on. And many of the challenges revolve within pending bills. It's an issue for efficiency. These pending bills, for efficiency, we need to categorize them in aging analysis or aging basis for payment, for smooth running of the organization. Another challenge is on revenue. See, the revenues are always not enough or a scarce resource. And for you, for an organization to meet its obligations, the revenues are key. So in this department, or in this docket, I will ensure that we venture into new revenue streams so that we can increase our own source revenues. There's also another challenge on matters pertaining this docket is on cooperation or cooperation with the other stakeholders. It is important that we take note of all the stakeholders and be at peace with them. One of the stakeholders, or two or three, we have the COB, the Central Bank of Kenya, and the National Treasury, is always to be in good line and in good communication with these bodies for the reasons of disbursements.
So, maybe finally to wrap it up, in the position that you are nominated in, how will you be interacting? What are the areas of interaction between CEC Finance and the county assembly? What will be the relationship? Particular work-based relationship. What are the areas that CEC Finance and the assembly shall be interacting, and particularly maybe the committee that will be interacting with most, or committees?
One of the key areas, Mr. Chair, is the budget. This area is an area where we need to have cordial relationship and work together for the smooth running, or for the seamless running of the whole county. The other areas is on matters reporting. It is the duty of the CEC to present the reports to the county assembly on the required timelines. Other areas is on legislation. There are policies that need to be legislated by the county assembly. So we will be interacting mainly on areas finances.
Question Kifuso. You can ask the next question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to pose the following questions. The first one, kindly highlight and explain the budget making process to this committee. That is one. Hope you are noting them down. Kindly highlight and explain the budget making process to this committee. The second one, what measures would you seek to put in place to increase our own source revenue? What measures would you seek to put in place to increase our own source revenue? The third one, what measures will you put in place to warrant to unwarranted expenditure? What measures would you put in place to take an unwarranted expenditure? I hope you have noted the three questions. Now you can proceed to respond.
Budget making process, Mr. Chair, is a critical component in the whole establishment. It is anchored in the PFM that any budget to take place, there must be a plan and a process. Mr. Chair, this is a process of planning. The whole issue on how budget estimates and expenditure shall be dispensed in the county government. There are several documents when it comes to budget planning, and one of the notable documents is the CLDB. This is a document which has time frame or a plan of 5 years, and it encompasses the midterm plan for the county government. It enshrines the visions of the governor, or the manifesto of the governor, so that it is in tandem with the expenditures of the expenditure and revenues budgets of the financial of the county. This CIB brings on board another document, policy document, by the name County CECM, County Budget Review paper. This document works from backward going forward. It's a document that will enables the preparation of the budget planning process. The document has information from previous records, has information for the present records, and also builds a platform on how to prepare budget estimates for the next financial years. The other document is a county fiscal strategy paper. This document is very essential because it serves as a roadmap for the preparation of the budget estimate for both the revenue and the expenditure estimates. And at this level, at this document, when it is prepared and it is handed over to the county assembly on the 28th of February.
Mr. Danson,
yes.
Can you close all the papers you have there? Because we don't want you to refer to any document. We have given you a notebook. Just use that notebook we have given to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Continue.
This document, County Strategy Fiscal Paper, it gives a way for the preparation of the budget estimates. And it brings on board the processes for the budget to be prepared. And it is upon the CEC member with the other departments to kickstart the budget process making. The revenue and the expenditure estimates are prepared and then taken to the county assembly for scrutiny. When the document or the budget is taken to the county assembly, is later taken for public participation to the entire county, and after it has been taken to the county assembly, and after it has taken to the for participation, public participation, it is then brought back to the county assembly for asset for ratification, that is. And when it is ratified, it's taken to the relevant authorities to be assessed. Another question, Mr. Chair, is about the measures that we put in place on how to increase on source revenues. One of the measures, Mr. Chair, is identification of the new revenue streams that will be enforced and increase the revenue being collected by the county. Another way of increasing our own revenue sources, Mr. Chair, is the evaluation role. I am aware that the valuation role of this county has not been done for many years. And I think it is important that the valuation role is done and fees, land rates are evaluated. That will also increase our revenue collection. Another source, Mr. Chair, is on, we are well aware that the county is one of the leading in terms of endowed natural resources. I think it is important that through the Honorable House, Mr. Chair, the legislation of county entities that will enable the county to utilize the resources that have been made, that are within the county through enactment of a company which has perpetual succession to trade on the natural resources that we have within the county. Mr. Chair, another question is about the measures that we put in place to reduce the unwarranted expenditures. It is important, Mr. Chair, that we stick to the budget estimates as ratified by the county assembly. By sticking to the budgets, we will be able to put measures on these unwarranted expenditures. Another measure that we put in place, Mr. Chair, on matters unwarranted expenditures, it is basically to stick on the budgets. I think.
Okay. We are going to call upon Honorable Dorcas Mzenge to ask the fourth question in communication.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations to Mheshimiwa Katuu for being a nominee for CECM Finance. I have questions for you, and I have one off the cuff. Number one, I have gone through your CV and I've learned that you're an expert on matters finance. Please give comments on the following. How to tame high wage bill. How to tame high wage bill. 2, obsolete county property. 3, county assets. 4, county investments. And 5, explain how you will account for county agencies to the county assembly. And then lastly, we've had cases whereas because you'll be working under the instructions of the governor in some counties, that governor are giving instructions to the CECM Finance to give cash without any written document for their own personal use. How would you handle such kind of pressure from your boss? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. High wage bill. It's a matter, it's an issue that has been developed in many counties in this country. Most of the high wage bills have been above the threshold, that is 35%. And on this matter, on how I will tame the high wage bills, one of the most fundamental issue is on staff audit. Many of the counties have been bedeviled by the issues of ghost workers, and it is paramount that to tame high wage bills, it is important that we do a thorough audit on staff, and also it is also important that the County Public Service Board work together with the county treasurer so that they will be in a position to inform one another on matters ceilings. It is also important that the issue of employment should be on need basis. We are aware that there are political employment that are being done, which is also important to note that in every employment it is important that it should be on need basis. The issue of obsolete county property, this is an issue that should be dealt with the right laws. There is public procurement and asset disposal that deals with this issue. In section 163 to section 166 deals precisely with the matters of county obsolete property. And this is an issue on composition of a committee, how identification of the asset, the disposal of the asset, the mode of disposal. It is within the framework that I've just mentioned on public procurement and asset disposal. The county assets. It is always important that when the county assets are received and taken to the right departments, they must be tagged. And the tagging should be according to the departments. and the sections that the assets are found in. It is also important that the assets are registered in the asset register. This is a document or a tool for management and reporting tool. On matters investment, you are aware that the counties deal with the public funds, and issues on matters the investment is always important. The issues of return on investment must be a priority. All the investments done by the county should consider a return for investment, because this is public money and it needs to be put into good use. County agencies on how they will relate with the county assembly. County agency, first, are agencies that are enacted by law through the county assembly. It's a process that is within the Department of Finance and Economic Planning, and they are under the control of the very Department of Finance and Economic Planning. The county entities are supposed to report to the county treasury and also to the county assembly on timely basis as stipulated in the circulars of the National Treasury. So they should work in synergy, because the essence is to deliver services to the great people of Taita Taveta. And there's the last question that you asked about the cash. You said, can you kindly repeat please, so that I can get the nitty-gritties?
Okay, we've heard from other counties that the CECM members face a lot of pressure from the bosses who are the governors. And you're instructed to give money, without any justification, because the governor wants to use that money for his or her personal use. Are you going to handle that kind of pressure? And if so, how? Please note, there is no government money which has never been put in record or has no definition for whatsoever use. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This question is important to note that as a profession, we will stick to the available laws, and also be strict to the budgets, because the money under the county, the essence of this cash is to give services to the people of Taita Taveta and not for personal gains. So we'll strictly stick to the available laws and do all the expenditure as mandated by the law.
Yeah, for clarification, you say that the county investments should bring returns. Why don't you give us the two measures that will put in place to ensure that we get maximum returns?
on matters returns on investment, it is important to note that in every investment there are studies that need to be done, the feasibility study, and all the studies, and also the enabling laws with regards to the investment. But on returns, it is key to note that any investment being done by the county government, it is key to note that issues of return is paramount.
Yeah, I also wanted you to come clear on your law. The question that you asked about accountability of county agencies to the county assembly. Can you bring it out, your role in this area?
My role as CEC,
Yes.
if this noble committee approves, my role is to make sure that the accountability of the funds are well guided. The reporting systems of the funds are also well guided. And it is also important to note that the fund manager is the role of the CEC to appoint the fund manager for accountability purposes.
Yeah, thank you. I call upon Honorable Mulamba to ask questions. Decision making.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Congratulations, Nominee. This far it's well. Kindly answer the following questions. How will you handle stalemate between county executive and county assembly? What will you consider to be the most critical documents in considering the budget? How will you handle disagreements between yourself and your CCO?
The third question, please.
How will you deal with disagreements between you and your CCO? What is the current pending bills for Taveta County? And then the last question, your net worth.
On matters dealing with stalemate between the county executive and the county assembly, it is important to note that these are two arms of government that needs to work in synergy for the provisions of services to the great people of county type of Taita Taveta. And in my view, I don't see stalemate on issues surrounding the executive and the county assembly because their roles are well articulated in the relevant laws. The executive is in execution of the budget. The county assembly is in the oversight responsibility. So if the two arms of government are in line with their roles and obligations, I don't think the statement, any kind of statement will arise in that regard.
But we are talking through our experience. It happened. So there are chances it can happen again. You never know. So in case it happens, how will you handle it?
I think on this, Mr. Chair, we are guided by the relevant laws. It is within PFM Act and also the Constitution. So on this matter, I think information is key. When such an issue arises, it's important that they seek the two arms of government and follow their roadmap in matters their obligations with regard to the budget. Another question is about the critical documents. That you need in budgeting. The document that we need is county fiscal strategy paper, because this serves as a roadmap on budget preparation in matters revenue and expenditure. So this is a very critical document that I will need for the preparations of budget. Another document that I will need is the debt strategy management paper. It's a critical document because it deals with the pending bills and also it informs the management on the optimum Yes, Mr. Chair. On the optimum debt management process and also borrowing, optimum borrowing with regards to the debt management. If I happen to be in a disagreement within my docket as a CC, between CC and CCO, it is important to note that CEC is the head of the department. And the CEC roles and CCO roles are well and clearly stipulated in the relevant law documents. That's the County Government Acts 2012 and also the PFM. The roles are well and clearly spelled, and I don't see any inconsistency that will bring about the disagreements. It is important to know that as a CEC, I will follow my roadmap on matters with regard to my roles, and also to note that the CCO should follow the roadmap on regards to the roles. And if it happens that it goes beyond, we will seek an intervention from within, so that, because working together is very important as a department. There's also this question on pending bills. Currently, the pending bills have gone through the budget estimates, and I found it at 1 billion or thereabout.
Yeah, continue.
I think I've answered the questions that the chair, the questions that were asked.
Yeah, I'll call upon Mheshimiwa Nancy to ask the remaining questions.
Asante sana Bwana Chair. What considerations would you employ to balance the departmental budgetary allocations considering that all finances will always discuss? And then number 2, how would you ensure that county services are not grounded before Treasury disperses money at the beginning of the financial year?
And maybe give the second question.
How would you ensure the county services are not grounded before Treasury disperses money at the beginning of the financial year?
Mr. Chair, the issue on budget, it's a critical component, and we are all aware that there's always scarcity in matters revenue. It is critical also to note that because the relevant financial, economic policy and the financial frameworks that are in place, it is important to note that the budgets are strictly adhered to. This one will enable will reduce or will enable to eliminate the issues that have been raised on consideration of other departments considering themselves to be issued with more money than the others. Because this budget process is an elaborate program that goes through the processes, it is important that it should be followed with the latter. It is also important to note that with the budgets, the manifesto of His Excellency the Governor are prioritized according to the budget estimates. So we will make sure that resources are optimally used for the benefit of the service delivery of our people. The second question is about ensuring that county service deliveries are not grounded due to treasury disbursement. Especially, Mr. Chair, during the end of the year, we are all aware that there is late disbursement from the National Treasury. And to cushion this, it is important to have good relationship with the relevant statutory bodies like the National Treasury, the COB, and the Central Bank on matters information on issues of disbursement to the county treasury. It is also important to note that it is good to have good relationships with our contractors and our service providers, so that the county may not be grounded on those lines, because when you have good relationships with our service providers, they will be willing to offer services to our people, taking note of the disbursements from the National Treasury. Also important to note that the banks, have good relationship with the banks so that they can cushion on matter service delivery, because they will be in a position to assist the county on those areas. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Danson. We still have a few more questions from the members. Yes, Mr. Nominee. Honorable Nominee, sorry.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Honorable Mzenge from Dani Valley, and I just want to emphasize that I'm also the chair budgets. And
our contractors and our service providers.
Yes, Mr. Nominee. Honorable Nominee, sorry.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Honorable Mzenge from Dani Valley, and I just want to emphasize that I'm also the chair budgets. And in that connection, I have two questions, and one was just an interest that a question was asked earlier that you didn't answer on your net worth. Maybe while you're answering my questions, you can also include that one. By experience, we have noticed that many a times to the Assembly's reports and documents for approval related to financial matters are taken on the 11th hour, forcing the county assemblies not to review, or rather the House not to review or give a proper opinion on it. What are some of the measures that will put in place, especially ingenuity measures, now that we know some financial documents are time-bound, legally time-bound? What are some ingenuity measures that will put in place to make sure that upon being chosen as the CECM for finance, we will not experience that during this period? As a member of the budget, remember, put in mind that as a member of the budget committee, we are intending not to pass anything without scrutinizing it for the sake of meeting a deadline. On revenues form a big chunk of our budget's financing. But again, when I look from history, well, I've tried to check as a member of the budget committee, we have been falling short on revenue targets that have been pushed forward by the department, by the department that we're going to be heading. What are some of the measures that we put in place that this county, when it projects to raise a certain amount of money through on revenues, we will attain that target or get close to attaining that target, because we know the impact of not attaining that target, the deficit that will come out of not realizing projected on revenue, and the impact on the actual operations of the council. Thanks. Those are my only two questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My network is 6.7 billion. Cost of land and buildings.
Can you break it down further for us?
Land and building at about 6.2, and car worth 500,000. On matters, that is my area of specialty. You can go through my CV. It's an area that I love with passion. So I want to assure you that all the reports will be so timely, and I'm looking forward to work together with you if approved by this committee, so that if there has been an issue of late reporting, Mr. Chair, under my watch, this issue will be forgotten and will put new precedent on matters reporting. On the issue of revenue, own source revenue, it is important, Mr. Chair, to note that this is a critical department, and if approved by this committee, Mr. Chair, we will fully operational, we will fully automate this department. By automating, there will be efficiency. By automating, reports will be timely, and also will also increase our own source revenue collections. We will work on matters staff morale is important in this department. We will make sure that the staffs in this docket are well motivated. We will do capacity building for our staff. We will make sure that we have enough revenue collectors. We will make sure that the department is well facilitated. I am aware that currently we only have one vehicle that is manning all the sets. It is important to know that this docket is critical for our own source revenue collection, and we need to empower it in all angles. We will also identify new revenue streams and also put measures in place to collect the new revenue that are within our county. Also, another thing to note in this department is the valuation role. I did say earlier that I know for quite a number of years the valuation role has not been done. This document needs to be done, and if it has been done already, it needs to be taken to the next step, so that this house can work on the document and increase our own revenues, own source revenues. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, we have another question from Honorable Member for Shamba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Danson, congratulations. And I have two questions. Number one, how will you settle the issue of paying bills if given a chance? Number two, mention at least 2 MCAs from each sub-county which you know. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The issue of paying bill is very critical in this project. Mr. Chair, this is an issue that has bedeviled many of the counties within the country. And it is an issue that needs to be looked critically. One of the measures, Mr. Chair, that we put in place, it is to do a thorough audit of all the pending bills to identify eligibility of all the pending bills. Mr. Chair, when it comes to consideration for payments, it is important also to note the basis of payment, which, in my view, we should use the aging basis. Paying bills can be reduced when the budget estimates are strictly adhered to. And also to note that revenue collections targets, they need to be precise. We may not meet the 100%, but at least a margin of error of 1 to 5%. By that, we will reduce the number, the ballooning pending bills within our county. The second question about the MCAs, in my county, in my sub-county Mzenge, I will start with the Honorable Wangama, Kishamba MCA, and the Honorable Lucas Mlugu, Romiwa. I've been told too, but Mr. Chair, pardon me, not forgetting my very own MCA, Joseph Mabishi, Chabiawa. In Bundani, we have Honorable Anselim, the Deputy Speaker, Gange Mandawal, and also we have Honorable Kifuso Umingu Kishushe. One. In Voi, we have Honorable Makala. Is it Makala or Makala? Sorry if I'm pronouncing the wrong name. But an MCA for Kasarau. We also have Honorable Mololo Wado, MCA. Mololo Wado, MCA. forgetting his name, but we also have as a dean Kaloleni MCA. In Taveta, we have Mheshimiwa Tondo, and the other Mheshimiwa Tandil. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the wrong names, but we have Mbogoni 1 and Mata.
I think that's okay. Let's take another question from Mheshimiwa Azadi.
Thank you, Chair. Congratulations, Mr. Danson, Katuu, Mzenge. Mine is just a little query, some one or two questions. First, the law says that you cannot procure if you have no funds, but in the past, you have seen suppliers and contractors given work. After completion, they know there is insufficient funds. Tell us what measures you're going to put to make this gross violation of the law stopped. Number two, what measures are you going to put to make sure PWDs get 30% of procurement and paid within the stipulated time of 30 working days according to the law? Thank you.
Mr. Chair, this issue of procuring when there is no funds can be dealt with the provisions that are already there, the law's provisions. Mr. Chair, it is important to note that a budget is a tool on which expenditure is done. And it is important to note also we will strictly adhere to the budget that has been passed by the county assembly. So the issue of procuring where there is no money is something that need not arise with the laws that are in place already and the policy and framework documents. Mr. Chair, the issue of 30% tenders, we will strictly follow the Procurement Act. That people with disabilities, and the youth, women, are awarded tenders accordingly. And we will put in place M&E department that will counter-check on whether vehicle that is manning all the sales, paying bills.
Number two.
But we also have as a dean Kaloleni of procuring where there is no money is something that we have Mheshimiwa Tondo and the other Mheshimiwa Tandil. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the wrong names, but we have Mbogoni 1 and Mata.
I think that's okay. Let's take another question from Mheshimiwa Azadi.
Thank you, Chair. Congratulations, Mr. Danson, Katuu, Mzenge. Mine is just a little query, some one or two questions. First, the law says that you cannot procure if you have no funds, but in the past, you have seen suppliers and contractors given work. After completion, they know there is insufficient funds.
What? In
contractors given work. After
Bololo 1 MCA, forgetting his name, but we also have as a dean Kaloleni MCA. In Taveta, we have Mheshimiwa Tondo and the other Mheshimiwa Tandil. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the wrong names, but we have Mbogoni 1 and Mata.
I think that's okay. Let's take another question from Mheshimiwa Azadi.
Thank you, Chair. Congratulations, Mr. Danson, Katuu, Mzenge. Mine is just a little query, some 1 or 2 questions. First, the law says that you cannot procure if you have no funds, but in the past, you have seen suppliers and contractors given work. After completion, they told there is insufficient funds. Tell us what measures you're going to put to make this growth relation with the law stopped. Number 2, what measures are you going to put to make sure PWDs get 30% of procurement and paid within the stipulated time of 30 working days according to the law? Thank you.
Mr. Chair, this issue of procuring when there is no funds can be dealt with the provisions that are already there, the law's provisions. Mr. Chair, it is important to note that a budget is a tool on which expenditure is done. And it is important to note also we will strictly adhere to the budget that has been passed by the county assembly. So the issue of procuring where there is no money is something that need not arise with the laws that are in place already and the policy and framework documents. Mr. Chair, the issue of 30% tenders, we will strictly follow the Procurement Act. That people with disabilities, the youth, women are awarded tenders accordingly. And we will put in place M&E department that will counter-check on whether the thresholds are being met.
Okay. Can I have Mheshimiwa Rose?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Congratulations, Mr. Katuu. That's perfect. If you are given this opportunity to serve as CCM Finance, you have your predecessor who did an audit the way you have said, according to the pending bills. And instead of reducing pending bills, we saw the pending bills are increasing to 1 billion. Last time it was 600 million. Now it's 1 billion. What are you going to do? Because auditing, I'm seeing it can't work. Number 2, what are you going to do so that you make sure you empower our local contractors so that they benefit? Number 3, how are you going to help this county in terms of there is inclusivity? Because there is a problem of inclusivity in this county, and also public participation. A lot of Mwananchi lack knowledge in public participation. How are you going to make sure this is done?
Mr. Chair, I think that if we strictly confines our budget estimates within the provisions and the documents that we have, the issue of pending bills will not arise. We will be firm and swift on matters adherence to the budget, very strict adherence to the budget, so that we will make sure that the issue of pending bills will not arise, as the member has just said. The issue of auditing is very paramount, because it is important to ascertain the eligibility of all the pending bills, Mr. Chair. our local contractors. In matters local contractors, I believe that all the contractors awarded within are from within. So it is important that when a contract is awarded, the contractor is paid after the completion of the work, as it is in the, this is guided by the laws. So all the contractors that have signed contracts within the county, it is important for their payments to be done promptly so that they can continue doing their work as normal. The issue of PP, public participation, is key. It is good to note that even the taxpayers need to be informed. Most of the taxpayers have no information on the taxes that they need to pay. It is important that the role of public participation to be rolled out. The public are sensitized on the importance of public participation on issues, on matters budget and all other aspects of this county, so that they should know that they are stakeholders in this county. So, as it is in the relevant laws, we will sensitize our people on this issue of public participation. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. I think you have answered all the questions. But before you leave, we have seen many CCMs or waziris for that matter. They appear here for vetting. After vetting, they fear coming back to this house even when they are summoned. Are you ready to appear before this house if you are summoned?
Thank you.
Are you ready to appear before?
It is good to note that even the taxpayers need to be informed. Most of the taxpayers have no information on the taxes that they need to pay. It is important that the role of public participation to be rolled out. The public are sensitized on the importance of public participation on issues, on matters budget and all other aspects of this county, so that they should know that they are stakeholders in this county. So, as it is in the relevant laws, we will sensitize our people on this issue of public participation. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. I think you have answered all the questions. But before you leave, we have seen many CCMs or waziris for that matter. They appear here for vetting. After vetting, they fear coming back to this house even when they are summoned. Are you ready to appear before this house if you are summoned?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The issue of appearing in this house when summoned, it is part and parcel of my duties or of my obligations when approved in this committee. And I'm looking forward to working silently with this house, because our major objective as the servants of this county is to deliver services to our great people of Taita Taveta. So at any point called upon, I I will oblige Mr. Chair and face the House.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll also give you this opportunity to say something before you leave.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for this engageful committee vetting. And I want to thank first God for allowing me or for giving me this grace to be vetted by this noble committee. And I also want to thank the Honorable Governor for finding it fit to nominate me in this position of CC. I want to say this. I humbly seek that if nominated or if appointed, I will work together with all the members of this House and to deliver services to our great people of Taita Taveta. Mr. Chair, I want to thank also your leadership on this vetting. It is my first time to appear in such an exercise. And as much as being the first, but I know right deep inside me, I have all what it takes, the vast experience, and I believe that this noble committee will consider me, and we will surely work together as the executive and also work together with the county assembly for the betterment of our county. It is good to note that our county has been lagging behind for many years, and now I think we are the right team that will bring forth this county to the required levels that we need to be. So I think I'm done, Mr. Chair. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Mzenge.